So, three chords today for you then, Mandy. Here's the first one, chord of A, first finger, second fret, fourth string, second finger, second fret, third string, third finger, second fret, second string. So you've got those three fingers in a straight line across the second fret of the guitar there, and you should have that sound. Okay, there it is. Some people prefer to use those three fingers. It's absolutely irrelevant which three you use, they're all playable. The second chord we looked at was a chord of E. In this case you've got a first finger on the first fret of the third string there, second finger over on the second fret of the fifth string, and then this finger, the third finger, tucked between them on the second fret of the third string. Chord of E should sound roughly like that. And then finally we looked at a chord of D. This one, your first finger goes over onto the second fret of the third string. This finger is on the second fret of the top string, and this finger in between them on the third fret on the second string. The thing with that finger is to make sure that neither the fingernail nor the back of the finger are fouling the string either side, so that you've got that clean note on that string. This chord should sound like this, and you might remember we said we never play the bottom string on a D chord, only the top five strings. So these three chords should sound like this: A and E and D. If you practice just playing sort of 8 beats on each chord, really, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc., you can walk around these three chords and you'll find that they musically relate to each other and give you kind of a circle, really. You won't get a smooth strum like that, but let's just look at your strum for a second. Just concentrate on a nice swinging free arm from about 2 o'clock to about 5, 6 here, quite a big sweep. Let your wrist be very, very free. Your wrist, if you know, that wrist is kind of doing sort of like a figure of 8 type thing, really. The hand's rotating on the end of the wrist there. And your plectrum grip, as we said, would be your thumb across the back of the plectrum, but not past the edge of it, like that, about the bottom quarter hanging out, and then this finger half pinch, half little curl and twist behind it, just to hold it securely there. And then the single string work that we looked at 3 little rock and roll type patterns on the single strings, and we said that in order to play these successfully you want to anchor your right hand on the bridge, so that this part of your right hand is firmly, resting on the little bone pegs there. And we played this one first, that we called the A pattern. Our first finger's on the second fret of the fourth string, there he is. And the first note that we played was in fact the open fifth string. We then play the fourth fret on the fifth string with our third finger. We remove that finger and allow our plectrum to come up on the fourth string and play the second fret there. And then our third finger goes up onto the fourth fret of that fourth string again and plays the fourth fret there. So I have this sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. We just simply loop round and round and round it in a continuous motion. We do exactly the same thing now, nothing new to learn whatsoever, except that we're just moving up or down the guitar, whichever way that seems to be in your mind. I mean, technically it's up the guitar, but everyone says down, of course. But your second finger, your first finger is now on the second fret of the third string, and this time you're doing the same movement, but you're starting from the open fourth string, and then the fourth fret on the fourth string, and then the second fret on the third string, and then the fourth fret on the third string. I get this sound. So those first 2 movements again with this one, the A movement, and then the D movement, up I go. Lastly, we did exactly the same thing, but now at the bottom of the guitar on the bass notes. This time our first finger's holding the second fret of the 5th string. We start on the open bottom string now, lowest note on the guitar. We then play the 4th fret on that bottom string. We remove our finger, play the 2nd fret there, and then lastly we play the 4th fret with our 3rd finger there. So we get this sound. If I put them all together, you have this, and there's a way of playing these all together. If you get this far, you may or you may not, to be honest. But normally what we do is we play the A pattern 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. We play the D pattern twice. 1, 2. We go back to the A pattern. We go down to the E pattern, the bottom one, and play that twice, and then we come back to the A pattern and play that twice again, and you might hear that makes a little musical circle. Not concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is that you get comfortable with your fingering there on that and on those 3 chords. Boom boom.